Hey, Justin here with Mystery Tackle Box. I want to show you the Zorro Baits Weedless Football Jig. This is a pretty cool football jig. It's got a very expandable rubber skirt on it, so when this thing is sitting on the bottom it really fluffs out. It's got 2 wire weed guards and it's got a really strong hook on it. It's not a super thick hook. You don't want that on a football jig because a lot of times you're fishing this off the bank, you're making long casts with it, and you want to make sure you got a really sharp thinner wire hook than say like a flipping hook, just so you can get that hook penetration and make sure you get that fish all the way to the boat. Areas you want to look for when you're fishing a football jig pre and post spawn. You know, pre-spawn I'm looking for creek channels, drains, little flat areas where fish are going to be moving up to spawn. I'm just going to drag this thing along the bottom, trying to hit anything that feels hard on the bottom. Some rocks, some tree roots, anything like that, and that's when you stop and you just shake the lure in place. Now post-spawn, when fish start to really move offshore, you're making really long casts and you're dragging it off points, on road beds, anything that fish are going to be attracted to, pull out to after the spawn when they're feeding up on shad, bluegill, crawfish, all the above. As far as trailers goes, I really like crawfish trailers or creature trailers. So a lot of times I'm just throwing a beaver style bait on the back of that, or like a creature style bait, something that's got a couple of movable appendages that imitates those crawfish or the bluegill, just depending on what the forage is in the lake. The gear I like to use when I'm fishing a football jig like this, I like to use over 7-foot rods. So a 7.3 or a 7.6 to really get leverage to make those long casts. Similar to a rod I would fish a Carolina rig on, something that has a little bit of give in the rod tip, but still has that backbone where I can set the hook into the fish. So that medium, heavy power, that's going to be pretty good. If depending on the rod, you might want to go to a heavy, just depending on the stiffness. But this 1/2 ounce right here, I'm going to fish a medium heavy power. High speed gear ratio bait casting reel, and you are good to go. So that is the Zorro Baits Weedless Football Jig. If you want to see more tips and tricks like this, you can subscribe to the Mystery Tackle Box channel right here, and we'll see you on the next video.